Well, we're not blanked, so it's a little bit windy. I'm back out fishing again. Not too much enthusiasm today, but we'll see how it goes. This water comes in ever so quick. Look, it was another 25 yards out. This bit's a bit of a holler here, and again, you know, I fished all over that side of the pipe, and now that's the wind's that way, and now I've come this side of the pipe, and I fished right close to the pipe, and I fished just there last time, and I caught me bass. So I've come further this way. No lugworms there, but there's all these things sticking out. I don't know what they are. They look like bits of stick sticking out everywhere. So I'm hoping that might attract some fish. You never know. So we're at Sutton-On-Sea. Water is coloured like Bisto gravy. Been a lot of sand blown up. It was hard work getting under the rail. But yeah, I've never been as close as this to these chalets. So yeah, Sutton-On-Sea, but it's really Sandilands. Water's coming in. I've baited up and ready to cast out. So let's crack on. Sorry about that delay. I've got some dog owner behind me that's got 100% control of her dog. So yeah, forgot my glove. I did have a glove, but it was a right-handed glove and I needed a left. Yeah, so I'm taking it steady at the minute because I've just come back from holiday from the Lake District. And I was using my Pen Mag Freeze there, 525s, and the line leads, the fishing line needs changing now because obviously it gets caught on all the rocks with barnacles on. There's little nooks, and so I could just pull a 30-40 yards off and retie a leader on it, but I'm changing the line. Those reels are now going to become reels for rough ground, and with my rough ground rod. So that's what I'm going to do with that, and I'll have 2 reels, 1 rod, so that if I lose some line, I can just change a reel. And thinking about getting some more reels. So I've dug out, and there's nothing wrong with them. I've dug out my green Abu Magalites. Now this line, they've been packed away, not been in the sunlight or anything, but yeah, I haven't used these for yonks. There's one little mark on it, but I haven't used them for like 17 years. I serviced them a few months last year, I think, and they haven't been used. So I've come to rig up my rod and everything with the line, and I was looking on there for a clicker, and there's no bloody clicker on it. I never realised before, and I was never bothered before about a clicker, but since having those 525s and you got a clicker, and you can stick it on the click and knock it off and just pull your line through. It's a lot better than when you pull your line through all your eyes on the rod and it spills up onto your off your reels. You have to be a bit careful. So not used to that, even though those reels, that's all I ever used was those reels. Nice reels. But yeah, I ain't got much enthusiasm today. I think I'm fished out, but I enjoy it. It's just the drive and everything, isn't it? It just sometimes gets to you, and you think to yourself, oh, do I really want to? But if I don't go fishing, then that's my loss, isn't it? I ain't gone fishing, and two, I'll stick it in. I'm going to stick some more, and two, I don't do a video for you guys, you lot. So what I'm doing is, as usual, so I dig a hole, probably wasting my time, but I kid you not, I have got loads of sprats. There. I bought loads of sprats from Morrison's, like 10p, you know. And I was going to use them in the river, and I have used them in the river, but I never caught on them. And the trick with sardines is to, when you get them home, freeze them individually so they're all separate on a tray, and then wrap them up, and then when you go fishing, you just drop however many you want in a flask, and they stay frozen. As long as it's a glass flask, you know, proper thermos flask, they stay frozen. Yeah, it's a bit windier than what they said on the weather. The wind's really bad, but the wind is wind's a bit blowy. Well, yeah, don't know what's the matter with me today. I'm not really up for it, to be honest. I wanted to come, got my gear ready. I didn't even, when I was at home, I didn't even think to myself, well, I don't really want to go. And when you fish and film, sometimes you have to sort of like give yourself a bit of a stern talking to, that you're not. Let me turn it round because the wind's blowing that way. You've got to give yourself sometimes a stern talking to, that you're not just going fishing to do a film. You have to go and fish because you want to fish, you know. And there's been times when I've been 3 or 4 times in 1 week. Well, 3 times in a week, maybe 9 days. 3 times in 9 days. But boy, did I want to go fishing, you know. So I've never ever done a film where I haven't wanted to go fishing. I've never done a film for the sake of I've never gone fishing for the sake of filming. But I was loading all my gear up in the van, sorted it all out, and I was quite happy. Didn't think anything of it. Thought, great, I'm going fishing. I aren't where I wanted to be. I wanted to be on the Horncastle coast, but it looks better weather next week. So yeah, I came here, and as soon as I got onto the beach and decided where I was going to fish, I just went, phew. And yeah, it's going to be a long, hard session today and through to tonight, because high tide is at 9 o'clock. If I don't catch a fish, if it's a case of all night and no fish, it's going to be a long session. And I don't know why. I don't know why I'm feeling like that at this moment in time. But I'm not really joyous. And well, hey, here we are. I mean, this is the first fishing session I've done since before COVID, I think, where it hasn't been sunny, unless I've gone fishing at night. So could it be that the sun's not out? It's a bit overcast. It's a bit windy. I don't know. I don't know. I hope that my sardines don't get washed out of that hole. I wouldn't have thought they would do, but that's all. Hopefully they'll start defrosting now, because obviously it's warmer in that ground. And scent will come out of the sand once it's down there. Yep, all the oils and everything will come out, and might bring a fish in, mightn't it? But yeah, hopefully you can see that over here. If someone can tell me what all that is. Don't know what it is. Looks like some parasitic worm. Yeah, started laughing already, haven't I? Parasitic worms. Yeah, let's talk about parasitic worms, shall we? Now I don't know what they are. Are they them pipes, not pipefish, but pipe, I don't know. Anyhow, if somebody can please in the comments tell me what that is, be good. Now, one of my subscribers, Lisa Heel from Lincolnshire, she was fishing here today, and she caught 2 flounders. Well, I think there were 2 flounders. One of them was a flounder. Anyhow, she caught a couple of flatties. And so there's some fish about. I've got today for bait black lug, squid, all the usual stuff, you know. I've got some herring, I've got some mackerel, I think, and I've also got some prawns. Yeah, so it's prawns, black lug, squid, herring, mackerel. I've got some little Indian squid as well, which I like for tipping. So yeah, we're going to have a couple of rods out when I get back to my box, which is over there, not too far away. And we'll have 2 rods on the job. I'll have one scratching with small with 2 flappers, and the other one will be a pulley dropper rig. Yeah, pulley droppers with prawn baits. It's lovely and smooth. I expect the smooth hounds are gone now, but it is calm. So if there is a smooth hound, it could be tonight. It's not bassy weather, but worst case scenario is we might actually catch a flounder. Don't think I've ever caught a flounder here, but we'll just have to see what we can get, won't we? And hopefully we'll catch something. So I'm hoping for a smooth hound or a ray. You've got to be in it to win it, haven't you? So I'll give you a show round because my battery's running low. Well, that took some winding in. There weren't a lot of weed on it, but there was enough on it to make it hard work. You kept seeing me pump the rod to get some slack to wind in. The green magalites, my hand don't feel big enough. That's the first problem with it. Don't feel big enough. They're a little bit higher than the pen reels, I think. Certainly don't feel the same. So it's looking like another set of pens, doesn't it? But the smaller ones, the 515s. We've got quite a few birds on the beach. We've got seagulls in the water and seaweed. So I only chucked that out short just to see if the seaweed's there. Because I cast it out when I first got here, and that was the first cast I just reeled in. So I've walked back with that. It's a long way out, Not too much weed, but it was hard work. So when I get back to my tackle box, I shall use some smaller weights, because I don't think, certainly don't need a weight that size, 6-ounce weight anyhow. Anyway, this tide comes in nice and quick. It's bloody brilliant. Soon be back at the box.
That water soon comes in, doesn't it? It's like a few minutes and it's on you. And I know it's you can stay there when you have it round your feet, but the sooner I get back to this box, the sooner I can have a curry. I had a curry before I come out. Well, them gilly mops. You won't be able to see that, will you? Oh dear. Not a lot in me today. I think if Kylie Minogue walked past me, I think I'd start mooning. A couple of fish will be nice. Let's not have a... See, we're back on Lincolnshire coast, aren't I? It's my it's difficult. Yeah, I did want to go to Eldon's coast. I wanted to go to Tunstall, but I don't know. Just lately, I'm ever so tired. I just want to sit down and do nothing. But I suppose that's just getting 52, isn't it? I mean, it's still summer, and look at it. Now, I don't know whether I'm doing right fishing here or whether I should move up. So let's go have a look down there and see, because where I fished last time, but then I only caught one fish, didn't I? See, I didn't think there was any weed, but look, here it all is. And there's weed all over, isn't there?
Yeah, we've got worm cast there. If I don't have any luck, I may move a little bit down this way. Bit of a trek though, you got to pack all your gear up, haven't you? I think I'm fishing where I'm fishing and that's it. That's what I'm doing. Let's just hope there isn't too much weed. Got to get weeded out. There. A lot of water in the sand and it's a bit spongy. Right, I'll stick you down over here. I'm sorry if I'm not enthusiastic. It's I'm sure it'll pick up. Get a sandwich and a biscuit in me. I think some of it could be well, I'm not very enthusiastic is I worked like a trooper before my holiday, just come back from the Lake District, as you know, because you'd have seen the videos, wouldn't you? And yeah, so this is my first fishing trip after the lakes. I wanted to go on the weekend but we come back, but me van's the wheel bearing at the front was buggered, and I didn't want to. I could have driven, it'd have been alright, but I didn't want to. Very noisy. So we work like troopers. I've been doing a house up from the chap that gives me most of my work, and I was doing 10 and 11 hour days getting this house ready for letting, and the wife was helping me each day as well. We both worked hard, and then went away on holiday, and then it was bad weather. A couple of good days, one really good day when I went fishing at Salton Bay in my previous videos, and then started work again on Tuesday afternoon, what a time, and then back to work on Wednesday, And then I've worked this week. It's probably a case of working so hard and then having a week off and then going back to bloody work again. It's been hard work. And I am tired. But when aren't I tired? I always seem to be tired on this thing. I think I've stood on a nail or something on my foot. I was on one of the beaches in the lakes at Parton Bay. And I'm sure I was walking along and something went in my foot. And I just carried on walking. And I turned around and looked and thought, that hurt. That's all I thought. I just thought, that hurt. And I looked back and I couldn't see any wood with a nail in it, but it could have just been a bit of metal, couldn't it? And every time I stand on a doorstep now and twist or do something and I'm on a doorstep, that bit under my foot is right on the edge of the doorstep, and by God, it hurt. That's when it hurts. Well, I'll have to get the wife to have a look, I think. I just hope there isn't too much weed. If there isn't too much weed, then it'll be alright. It'll be a nice quiet session. Looking very quiet. Yeah, I always seem to do better fishing on the Holderness coast. I think out of all the times I've been there, I've blanked twice, and every other time I've been there I've caught fish. Yet here, well, go look at my videos. That'll tell you everything. Now, either I pick a bad day, I'm unlucky with the weather, I don't know. But you look at all my videos where I've fished the Lincolnshire coast, I've caught one fish, and that was in the last video at Sutton. And I caught a bass. So, yeah. Seems as though it's a bit of a bogey coast, and it used to be before when I was fishing 15, 17 years ago and fishing this coastline there. Just catch the odd flounder, I suppose, but I can't really whiten. But then what? Who wouldn't catch whiting when the whiting are in? But yeah, so we'll have to see if it is a bogey coast for me, won't we? Let's hope tonight that we pull one out of the bag. I'm not casting out far. There is loads of weed that's been washed up on the previous tide, but that can just drop out the water, can't it? Mind you, that won't happen until high tide. We've got a bit to go. So like I say, I'm further along than where I was fishing last time. I always try somewhere different. We're at Sutton-On-Sea. It's 17:48, so it's nearly 6 o'clock. High tide is in 3 hours time. High tide tonight here is, well, at Skegness is at 9 o'clock. It's high tide, and I think it's a 6.4, something like that, 6.5. Don't quote me on it. casted that one out a little bit too far and got the weed on it again, so it's going to be short cast now, full on fishing now, and I'll tell you why in a bit.
Well, I'm in a better mood now. I'm all perked up. Just check it's filming. Just move my gear up. I was walking back, as you saw,
and reeling my gear in, and some people stood behind me, and I thought they'll come and have a chat in a minute, but then I thought they might just be looking for the dog, I don't know. Turned out to be Lisa H and her husband. I say Lisa H because it's Lisa H from Lincolnshire. She always puts on the comments, and they're actually on this same beach. What's the odds on that happening? As what I am, and had a good old chinwag, good old chat, put the world to rights. We did, and it was really nice. I didn't do any fishing, but what does that matter? There's sometimes there's better things to do than even fishing, isn't there? And sometimes that's having a good old chinwag. So yeah, Lisa and your husband, I forgot to ask them your husband's name. I do apologise. You're two lovely people. It was nice talking to you. I enjoyed talking to you. It was good. And thank you very much. What's the odds on that? Meeting two subscribers on the on the beach that I'm fishing at. So yeah. So on the up, as they were leaving, I says, because I told them that I weren't very not really into it today for some reason. Don't know why. Got me stick. I says, but now you're leaving. No, that ain't right, is it? I said, as they were leaving, I said, having this chat that we've had for the period of time, we must have, well, what's the time now? It's now 7 o'clock. So we were talking for an hour, and a good conversation it was too. But yeah, I said as they were leaving, I said having this chat has perked me up. I feel all right now, because I was a bit, and the sun's out. I was a bit miffed, to be honest, as you know, because I was going on about it. But yeah, anyhow, it was nice meeting you, Lisa, and your husband. And I do apologise. And if you did, I'm terrible with names, anyhow. I shall contact you on Facebook tonight. But yeah, it was lovely meeting the pair of you. Two nice people, and I hope you enjoy your stay here. Nice meeting you. Yeah, I feel great now. I really was miffed when I first come here, but now I'm fine. I've had a 2-hook flapper in the water for an hour. Yeah, there was nothing on the hooks. Shed loads of weed, and I'm struggling with my finger today for some reason. The finger that I dislocated at Tunstall, which is next Wednesday's video. And yes, but it was alright on holiday in the Lake District, but today with those reels I'm struggling for some reason. They're only a small reel, but they seem a little bit higher off the rod than what the pen is, so I shall have to weigh it up and have a look when I get home. Well, I've got a pen reel here, I might do it here. I brought my pen reels as well in case I bird's nest them, and I ain't got to mess about, I can just change a reel. But yeah, anyhow, I've said it, but it was lovely seeing you, Lisa, and your husband. We talked for ages about, we put the world to rights, talked about many things, and yeah, thank you for coming, and hope to see you again. Maybe have a bit of a fish on the beach. I'll give you the heads up when I'm coming down, and I'm just watching these rods because I ain't done any fishing for the past hour, and well, it took 10 minutes to reel that line in. Well, you saw me reel it in, you saw the weed on it. Not a lot of weed on it, but with a 6-ounce weight, there's a lot of weight. So I'm going to tie up another rig. Going to tie up another pulley dropper rig with a so large hook on, so that I can try for a smooth aim. Because look at this, I mean, this is that, look at that, absolutely beautiful. Sun's going down over there. That's west, and that's east. Yep, so I've got a 2-hook flapper on one rod with squid on, because I just haven't had time to get any other bait out. And I've got a pulley dropper rig on. What's that got on it? I've got mackerel bait on it, Mally. I have got mackerel bait elastic on out there on a pulley dropper rig. 2 pennel hooks. Could this be the day I catch the dogfish? This is the thing that I'm asking. But there you go. I'm having a coffee. I've got to get my box off there and sort my bags out, because it's going to be dark shortly. I've got another 4 hours fishing, which, yeah, it's alright, isn't it? 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock's high tide. Well, between 8:30, 8:45, 9 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock at Skeggy down there. Well, Skeggy isn't far down there, so probably about 10 to 9. And then I'll fish it through to about 11 o'clock, pack up and do the long trek up to there, across the sand. But I'm alright, because I've got me double wheeled barra, so it don't sink in the sand so much. Another tip there, Paul. Get a barra, get a longer shaft, and put an extra set of wheels on it. Absolutely fantastic for pulling across shingle, don't sink in at all. And then if you don't take everything in the kitchen sink like I do, it'd be even lighter. So yeah. Yeah, so if you're watching this video, just in the last video that I fished Salton Bay. It was my last day of my holiday, and that was the last day I could fish in the Lake District. And I wanted to fish Salton Bay, and the tides fell right for low water. So that's where I went. And as you saw in the video, it was windy. It blew me off my feet. So I ended up standing with one foot in front of the other so I could brace myself. It was that windy. And my rods fell over. Brand new rod, never fell over before, and it falls over on rocks covered in barnacles and mussels. So I've now revarnished the top section where it was scratched, and it looks a lot better than it did. But a fishing rod is a working item, and they're there to be used, but I do like to try and look after them because they cost a lot of money. Oh, Christ almighty! Oh! just had a humongous bite on that. That rod just went bang. Oh, please let me get a fish. I feel absolutely fantastic now. I came here, and I don't know why, because I weren't like it when I was unloading the van up. I was alright, just going fishing, getting my gear, said see you later to my daughter, told her the back door was open because Louis was laid on the mat in front of the back door, where he likes to lay and control the whole house. Louis being my big ginger cat. And got here and was absolutely, could have cut my wrists really. Lisa and husband turn up, have a chat for an hour, and I'm really enjoying myself now. Thank you very much for coming, because it's great to meet people, and it's nice to meet really nice people as well. And I'm happy now, and I've just had a bite. I thought that would have been rocking a bit more. I've tightened it up. I ain't casting out far tonight. Yeah, I'm not casting out far tonight. God, my hip's gone and all. Jesus Christ, what it? 52. I feel like I'm nearly ready for the bloody cold slab. Oh. Could have been a crab, couldn't it? I suppose. Could have been a crab. I'm all happy now. I've had a bite. Don't need a fish now, do I? Of course we need a fish. Well, it'll be a shame when the sun goes down, won't it? Look at them rays coming off the sun now. Don't know if you can pick them out, but there's rays coming out like on the Japanese flag. Well, that's my sunset. It's behind that pampas grass. Can't really see it. If I was to climb up there, I'd see it, I think. But yeah, it'll be dark here soon. And yeah, it'll be dark here soon. I just had a huge knock on that rod, but it was just one like that, so could it have been a crab? Must have big arms if that was a big crab. I'll tell you what, if I pulled a £5 edible crab out here, oh, I would be happy. That would be tea. Wife would be happy and all. Yep, so I've baited up a pulley dropper rig now with prawn on it. Yep. Soon be dark. I've brought my lights. And sort my gear out. Get my box on the floor so I can sit on it. Matter of fact, we'll do it now. Right, let's get this reeled in, this rod. We'll put you on the box. That'll make a change, won't it? Well, that was the rod. That was the rod that banged its head, and there's nothing on it. But the squid on the bottom hook is virtually gone. So I'm going to change it over, put the prawn bait on the pulley dropper, and cast it out. But I ain't casting out far. Too far. them rods moved? Has anyone seen any action? Well, did them rods move? That's what I want to know. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, look at the sky. Battery's going to die in a minute. Look at that. Just goes on. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that. I've never realised how cracking the sky can look. It's not so good over there, but it's certainly nice blue. And you come around there. Look at that. Look at the clouds. Well, you certainly see plenty of sky if you don't see many fish. Well, good scenery of sky. Absolutely brilliant here. I feel 100% better than I did. Happy now. I'm actually enjoying being here. I just weren't enjoying being here at the beginning. It might show. It'll be interesting for me to look back at it and see how I'm acting. Perhaps it's the Jekyll in me. I don't know. But there, I've had a nod on the rod, which could have been a crab, but if it was a crab, he must have been grabbing me bait and running like bloody Linford Christie, because it was a big knock. But I did leave a long trail of squid, which is, you shouldn't do that, should you? Should have a little tiny bit at the end of the hook, so when they grab it, they hook them. So that was my fault. If I had baited up properly instead of leaving a long trail, I'd have possibly have hooked the fish. Could have been the only bite I have tonight. I've casted that rod out a little bit too far. It's got a prawn bait on, but it is what it is, isn't it? We've got seagulls out here, just sitting there in the water, and seagulls literally on the shoreline there. So they must know something I don't. Look at that sky. Know what I need to do, don't you? This might make a good thumbnail. Tom, we'll see what that looks like for the thumbnail. That probably a load of rubbish, but just wash my feet on my tripod. Right, got rubbish to put in my box now and sort my box out. Might have another sandwich. I've got my 2-hook flapper baited up now with black lug and squid, and it's still crystal calm there. Crystal calm. That don't really go with. Look at that, it's absolutely calm. It's like a mill pond, and if only the weed would go away, it'll be fine. But with me casting out short, hopefully I'll miss the weed. Well, it's getting dark now. I have to put head torch on in a minute. This coat, this tunic top or whatever you want to call it, smock, this is a smock in it. It's not very thick, so it won't be warm when it's freezing cold, but what it is good for is it does stop the wind, so it's a coat for that in between times. Like when I was walking here from the van, I could feel I was getting hot. Weren't sweating, but I was getting hot, and then it was perfectly alright. Now I just felt some wind then that blew through, and I could, well, it didn't blow through, it on the bit on my back where it's tight, touching my back, sorry, it's it went cold, but that's only because the ambient temperature's dropping. So at some point I may have to put my fleece on, which I've brought. Don't need the wife to bring it tonight, and I've got a coat, or I could wear the fleece under this. Yeah, so I'm the only one on the beach fishing. That tells a story, doesn't it? But no, I've had a knock, and I am one for not saying, oh, I've had a bite, I've had a bite, I've had a bite, I've had a bite, you know, because a missed bite, in my opinion, like that was when I reeled it in, is the case that I didn't rig the bait up properly on the hook. I left a trail off it, and the fish bit all of that off and left a bit on the hook. So if I'd baited it up properly to the end of the hook, to the end of the bait, I'd have had that fish. But there, lesson learnt, shan't do that again. But so I put my lights on soon. I'm going to have another coffee and a biscuit, I think. I've got a sandwich to go on with, because it will be getting late then. And yeah, thank you to everyone that's subscribed to my channel. I'm at 1,570 now. Don't go up as fast as it used to, but it's going up all the time, which is the main thing. And I'd like to thank all of you that have subscribed and stay subscribed, please. It does mean a lot. As I said in the previous video at Salton Bay, it does mean a lot, because I never thought anybody would want to watch me waffling on a load of old squit. But if I didn't talk into this camera to you, I'd be on the beach talking to myself, and everyone would, at least people look at me with a camera and think I'm talking to that, whereas before they'd just think I was bonkers. So yeah, ring that bell, leave a comment, and give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I think it's all good for the channel. So yeah, thank you to all, and I look forward to my next lot of comments, as always. I always look forward to Wednesday. All the comments start coming in, and then I'm normally tired Wednesday night, and then I give them all a thumbs up and that, and I then start answering them as the week go on. I tend to go in the garage and sit on my deck chair, my little folding chair in the garage near my anvil, and I'll get a can of lager, radio on, and answer my comments. Out of the way of the wife, you see. Couldn't tell her that though, will you? Because she'll think I go out there and I enjoy it out there. She thinks I'm working. Yeah, and anyhow, I answer all the comments, and then I'll answer them as the week go on as well. So yeah, it's great. I always look forward to Wednesday coming around, so I get a load more comments. I'm pacing about as I'm on the telephone, aren't I? Got little dicky birds running about on the beach. Get a lot of them sand jumping fly things on this beach. I've never seen them anywhere else, but on this beach it's absolutely laden with them. They're everywhere, so I guess that's why the birds are coming up. But yeah, thanks to all. Let's keep growing this channel and see where it goes. I am secretly looking forward to hitting 2,000. That's what I'm looking forward to. I think once I get past 2,000, it just goes where it goes. But that's like the next ball mark for me. I've passed the 1,500 mark, and I didn't put a thank you video out for that. But I thank you all the time, don't I? Probably too much, really. Well, no, not too much. But what I mean is, I do rattle on, and I constantly repeat myself, even about rattling on. So yeah. But it's official now. I am enjoying this fishing day. I think it's probably because I've got another house to do. Oh, that's another story. Yeah, I've got another house to do. My chap that gives me most of my work, he's got another house that's come up, and I've got to get it ready for renting. and I hope I've got another one after that as well, because it's nice to have the work. But sometimes, see, my problem is once I start working on the house, I have to get it done, and then the fishing takes a knock, which, you know, you got to pay for it, haven't you? But on this one, hopefully it ain't going to be such a rush job, and hopefully there won't be so much work, but I know there will be. And we'll get it done, but hopefully I'll get the odd fishing session in between, hopefully. I don't want to go 2 weeks without going fishing again, because then I'm absolutely knackered after that. So yeah, anyhow, that's my life. Anyhow, I went in this house on Tuesday, and the wife had something jump on her foot, and she went, oh my god. So with that, I tucked my trousers in my socks, and me and the wife and me gaffer walked around this house. And when I come out of the house, there was lots of little tiny bugs all around my ankles, and we had to brush them off, clean them, get my insecticide spray that I carry in the van, spray everything, and then go home. Everything was binned outside, stripped off outside, and in the shower. Once we'd made sure nothing was on us. Well, you can't believe how some people live. Perhaps that's why they've left the house, because they couldn't cope with it. But yeah, that was Tuesday. What a day that was. Even I'm itching now still. Yeah, that was Tuesday. So I've got some people going in on Monday to sort that out, and then I'm going to leave the house for a couple of days to make sure they're all gone, i.e. the fleas. And then I've got to get the electrics done. I've got to get gas man in to sort the boiler out, possibly do a ticket, and then I've got walls to decorate in certain rooms, carpet cleaned. Yeah, so anyhow, I don't want that to be all day every day, 7 days a week. I want to have a couple of days off here and there. I'd like to have a day off during the week if I can, because that's why I work for myself. Yeah, I work in the morning at a school, 7 till 9 or whatever time it is, normally 7 till 9. And then when I leave there, I then work for myself. Property maintenance, so don't know how long I'll do that for, but I shall do it for as long as I can, because like I say, if I want to take a Monday off, Friday off, or a Wednesday off, then I can do, and it's just nice. I'm about buggered already with my body. Right, so anyhow, that's that. Here's the beach in the dark. I should be getting my headlight on in a minute, because this place in the dark gives you the willies. So I just had a pull down on that right hand rod. That's why I brought you back. No, my luck, that was just a fish swimming into the fishing line. Well, we're not blanked. Look at this little booty, little lovely dab, beautifully hooked. I saw that bite. Let's get that there. I'm not jumping around, am I? It's because it's dark, I think. I saw the bite. Ooh. Yeah. I saw the bite. It was a good bite down. I reckon that's exactly what took the other bait when I saw I had a bite on the other rod. Little dab or a flounder. Oh, getting too old for getting that. I shall bring it to you and show you. That took some doing, but we got there. There he is. Beautiful little dab. Full of life. We'll put it back in the bucket. Let me show you. Beautiful dab. Get him there. Ooh. Go on, my girl. Well, that was a good release. She's gone because she's not in the bucket. Yeah. So, I got all excited with the bite because I saw the bite. Yeah, I got all excited with the bite because I saw the bite, and then I thought there ain't nothing on this, it's weed, and then I thought there ain't no weed on it, and then I could feel it shaking its head. Even that little tiny dab there, quite feisty, aren't they? So yeah, no blank today, thank God for that. We blanked twice up to now in Lake District, caught twice, blanked twice, and now I've caught again. I mean, I wouldn't have caught ages ago. I wouldn't have caught because I've been using the wrong hooks. So it's, I'm learning, it's coming. You know, when you initially see that fish, you feel it and then you see it, that's when I get excited. And obviously in night time, I don't see it, do I? So I don't go, whoo. But yeah, it's great, isn't it, eh? I thought it was going to be a total disaster today because I just weren't happy. For some reason, when I rocked up on the beach, I weren't happy. And then Lisa and her husband came and chatted with me for an hour, and I was right as rain after that. Mark, he's phoned me up, so it's all been good. I don't know if I've given you a shout out, Mark, but you're right, mate. He's my old buddy from school. He used to pick on me though. But there you go. You're right, Mark. You're all right. You're a good bud. Anyhow, caught a dab. Let's. I shall get another rigged up. I'm going to go on smaller hooks, even though they were size 2 hooks. They've got such an offset on them. Sometimes it's a little bit tricky to get them out. That's why it took me a little bit of time to get that hook out of that dab. So I'm going to put some size 2 or size 4 Aberdeen hooks on. Get that baited up with some squid, lugworm, and that'll have the dabs covered. At the minute I've got mackerel wrap out there, and I've got a prawn head which I'm going to have to bring in shortly, because if there's a prawn head out there, crabs would have ate that by now. Look at that! We've got another one! Ooh. Thought he had a bite. Oh, I ain't got another rig, have I? Oh, damn. Got another one, got another dab. Look at this. Got a yellow bit on his head, this little dab. So we caught another dab, only a little baby. So let's get him back. Well, looks like everything's running out of power. I'm going to have to change the battery in my camera. The light has run out as well, but I've got another one. But yep. So I'll be back in a bit. That's 2 dabs, 2 fish. That's not a luck fluke job now. Changed my rigs as well to smaller hooks to focus on the fact of catching smaller fish. So we've got 2. Tide is going out a bit now. It's going out quite quickly. It's just the way the tide is going today. So I might just fish these 2 rigs there and then pack up. And I might get them early for once. So it's been a good session, but I'll be back in a bit. I saw the bite, and then I thought the fish weren't on. Have a little dab. We're on fire. Look at this baby. Oh, me hip. Oh, look at that. Little tiny dab. We'll get her back. Let's just show you, make sure it's recording. Nice little dab. That's dab number 3. That's dab number 3. Dab number 3. So I've actually seen this. That bite was different to the others, even though it was a dab. But it was a smaller little dab, probably the smallest one yet. But that was like a little twiddly bounce like that. Whereas the others had just been like this, and then that was it. And if you don't see that, you don't know the bloody fish is on it. That's 3 dabs now. So that's definitely not a blank, is it? 3 lovely little dabs. They're only little, aren't they? They aren't your big stingray or undulate ray or blonde ray or big 20-pound smooth hound or whatever, I don't know, taupe, sorry. But there's 3 lovely little fish, all released, all swam off to get bigger, so all great. If anybody's on it, has got this far and they think, why don't he weigh his fish? Well, one, I like to get the fish back in the water as soon as I can. Yes, things go wrong and some fish take a little bit longer to go back, but I've got my bucket to keep putting them in to get them a breather. 2, I can't see the point of weighing them because I ain't bothered. You know, I don't want to go around saying I've caught this and I caught that. What I am interested in is how long it is, or how big it is, or what species it is. So if I ever catch a ray or a smooth hound, then I will measure it, and then I'll just go on the measurement. And obviously, you know, I've caught a smooth hound, and the biggest one I've caught up to now is 88 centimetres. The biggest ray I've caught across its wingtips is 46 centimetres. So not a huge ray. And that was at Salton Bay, and but the smooth hound was good size, 88 centimetres. I think that's not bad. What I do is I offer whatever fish I've got on the rod rest, and then make a note of where it goes, and then I measure it, because again, I don't want to be getting a tape measure out and taking ages to measure a fish for it to be stressed out and not breathing in water. So that's what I do, and I certainly won't ever weigh a fish with a hook in its mouth. I've seen some people weigh a ray and they put it in its gill, because I think the gills are on the top of the head, them 2 holes. I've even seen people carry them with their fingers in. That can't be right. You wouldn't carry a baby like that, would you? And you certainly wouldn't bloody hook your missus in the mouth with a great big hook and drag her upstairs to weigh her, would you? She just goes on the bathroom scales, you know. So I do agree with a lot of freshwater fishing and stuff like that, but when they put the fish in a net or a sling or whatever you want to call it and weigh it, that's the right way to weigh a fish. And a lot of people weigh sea fish like that, but there is the odd few that stick the hook in its mouth. Well, if a fish weighs 6 or 10 or 12 pounds and it's got that in it, it's just been dragged out the water on a hook, hasn't it? And then you go and do that, or some people go and do that. I don't agree with that. And if you ever caught a big fish that weighed 20 pounds, would you really want to pick it up and hold it up? A bit knackering, isn't it? Just measure it. That's all I'm going to do. Or just say, yeah, I've caught a ray or a smooth, and how big was it? Oh, it was good size. Big enough for me to not want to lift it up and weigh it. So anyhow, that's my theory on weighing fish and for measuring and stuff like that. And I'll stick to it. If other people want to weigh theirs, they can weigh it, can't they? But you either agree with it or you don't. Anyway, I'll leave that small rant there. Moon is out now at long last, as you can see, and it's glistening on the water. There was some clouds there and they've all gone now, and the moon's popped out the top, so it's lit everything up a bit better. I was beginning to think there was no moon, and I guess that red planet up there is possibly Mars. I don't know. I shall, when I get home, I shall Google what planets on the 4th of September are visible by the naked eye, and we'll find out. Certainly not moving, so it must be a planet of something, and it is red. So anyhow, I shall be back in a bit. 3 dabs. It's a good fishing session at Sutton-On-Sea, but I'll be back in a bit. Look, dab number 4. I just reeled the line in thinking, oh, there'll not be a fish on air, because obviously I've been talking to the camera and everything, and I'll get my sleeve up. I pull it up and I'm thinking there's something on here. Right, let's go for the release. Look at that. Another nice little dab. Quite a walk down here now. He'll jump out of my hand in a minute. I'll have to pick him up. Of course, this is going out quick now. I'm going to have to follow it out, aren't I? No, I'm not following it out. I'll be here all night. Right, let's walk out in there. And the release. Right, now you need to swim out because this tide's going down. Fish number 4. Christ, if I was to stay here, I could get 5 and 6. That'd be my best ever fishing session. But I was pulling that one in and I thought I'm pulling this in and then that's it. I don't really want to walk all the way out and leave my gear on the beach in the dark, you see. Because a month and a half ago, this would have still been reasonably light now. But times have changed. And the gets darker. It takes a while before it's light in the morning now as well. So yeah, I think that's it for that rod. I've got one more rod out, and once that's reeled in, that'll be it. Even though I'm catching fish, that's sickening, isn't it? And this isn't what the chap told me at Hut Off. He told me you got to put the effort in. And the effort now is for me to walk out there with my bait and keep catching. But it's nearly 11 o'clock. I said I'd fish till 11. And I've got to paint my windowsills. And I need to get on with it tomorrow. So I've got this house to do. And I want to go fishing next week. On Tuesday, like I said. So I'm afraid to say you've got to cut your losses somewhere. And it's tonight. I've had a great night. I've got one more bait left out there. I'll start putting this rod away. Put that there. Oh, what a cracking session. And to think I didn't really want to be here when I started off. Spoke to Lisa and her husband, and after talking to them I was right happy, because it's nice for people that follow you on YouTube and comment, and then they come and have a chat with you. It's lovely. So that made me happy. My mate Mark phoned up, bless him, and caught 4 dabs. Not 1 but 4. Perhaps I have turned the corner, I don't know. But what I should do now is carry on fishing until I'm at low water. I probably should stop here all night and get home in the morning, but I have got to paint my windowsills. I've got to paint my windowsills, so. And I know what'll happen tomorrow is I'll wake up in the morning, I'll start watching Talking Pictures or The Sweeney or Lovejoy or something like that, and then I'll think, Christ, it's too late to paint the windowsills. But I must get up in the morning and paint my windowsills, or at least rub them down and get them primed. Right, let's get this bits and bobs away. I'll be back in a bit. Right, well, no fish on that one, so I'm going to call it a night. And it's nearly a full moon as well, which is good to know, because then I was, well, don't normally catch on a full moon, me, but it isn't a full moon, is it? There's still a tiny bit left. But that's it. I've had a great day. Didn't start off good. Really picked up with my visit from Lisa, phone call from Mark, and I've had a great session. the sun come out, beautiful sunset, lovely waves crashing on the beach. It's been like a mill pond, and then I round it off with 4 dabs, all unhooked, all released, all alive. So even my skill there is getting better. One took a little bit of doing, but I got there in the end. Kept putting her in the bucket so she could breathe. And yeah, 4 dabs. So that's good. That's another non-blank video. So thanks a lot. Again, thanks to all my subscribers. You do mean it does mean a lot to me that you've actually subscribed to this channel. So thank you very much. For those that have got this far, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one. And that, I will say, it should be at the Holderness Coast, but everything's got to go right for that to happen. So hopefully, fingers crossed, everything will go all right, and I'll be at the Holderness Coast in good weather. So yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and please share all my videos. Share them anywhere, so that I get more people seeing my channel, and those that like it will subscribe, wouldn't they? So thank you very much, and thanks for everything that you do for me. And Tom, thanks a lot for editing, mate, and all you do as well. See you later, and see you in the next one. My hand don't feel big enough. That's the first problem with it. Don't feel big enough.